All right, so when you're the host and you share your screen, there's this little arrow, and if you click that, go to advanced sharing options, and that's where you can change where multiple people can share. That should save it at least for like this main group setting the entire time. But in the breakout rooms, for some reason, certain breakout rooms, you have to go in and do it in each one. So like breakout room 1 needs the setting change, breakout room 2, and so on. So it kind of gets a little tedious, but I've been trying to get a little bit better at just right in the beginning, hop into each of the breakout rooms. It takes like 2 seconds and just change that same setting. To create breakout rooms, I go here, and I always do manually. Typically we do 4 rooms just because, there's the 4 teachers and then we know our kids groups, or just the 1 when it's the 2 who watch the separate video. However, I just found out this super cool thing that I can open up 3 and only say put those 2 in there, and I can open the room. Let me hit join. So that, this will be my 2 watching their first grade video, whereas the rest are still in the main group watching the other one. And then when you're done, someone will just text me. I'm very excited about this because I just figured it out. And then I can, well, I guess since they're in there, technically it would say, here, let me close that and show you. I'll just put 1. So I'll recreate. Manually recreate. And I'll do just 1. And so usually it'll say unassigned, like 9. So then when you're done with that video, I can go to this unassigned while those 2 are still in their same room, so they don't have to get out to get back in. And I can just move them all to their own room, so whatever group that they're typically in. So that's very exciting. I'm very happy about it. This not join, that's what you'll see when the kid hasn't accepted the breakout room. A little thing pops up, says join breakout group, and if they don't hit join and they're just sitting in there, or if they hit not now, then they're in this main group still. To get them into the group, you have to leave. So typically it's easier for just me as the host, because I can just join whatever one I want, and then I can leave whatever one I want. And then I just direct them to hit. They also have a 4 square button on their iPad that they just hit. So if you're ever locked out too, just tap your iPad screen or look for the computer screen, and that's all you'll hit. I don't even think it says breakout rooms. It just shows the 4 squares. But that's a little helpful tip too. All right, so when I'm moving people from the breakout groups, I only move the teachers. So I'll move 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and 4 to 1. So it just pops. That's when you'll just like randomly pop into another kid's group. That's how it does it. So I just move it that way instead of moving all of the kids, since it's just an easier transition for us. And that's, I got to get better about that 1-minute warning, but eventually we'll get it. To close the room, you just hit the close button. But if you're in the breakout room, you can pause. Oh, let me join one. So I'm going to push both of them together and then join this one. So as the host, sorry, I probably should have told you that. You have to join. So I always join whatever one doesn't. 1 second. There we go. Doesn't have teacher in it. So join. Yes. And okay. There we go. And then to mute someone in there, you guys are all, I always make you co-hosts, so you're able to mute well, let me unmute first. So you'll hit the mute. You have to go to participants, though. You can't just hover over their name. So that's something nifty. And look, this setting. Yep. So that's, again, in the breakout room. You just have to do it exactly the same. So when I share my screen, you gotta first get whatever you want up. And I always put everything for the day in my documents. Like, I just create a Word document. And then that way, I just share that. And then I use the annotator like it's my best friend. And another really helpful thing, I don't know if you guys know about, is the spotlight. So I always use the arrow. And that way, it draws their attention. It pops right up on their screen. And, I can be like, is this an L or is this an L? So it kind of is like, instead of me touching their paper, if I would in person, it can direct their attention. And then also just like, for some of the kids, it really helps them just to be able to see what you're talking about. Let's count. So 1, 2, and then draw over it. For some reason, I always like red. I just feel like they see it better. Yeah, and then so that way I like it in a Word document, because then when I switch to a different group, if they're on a different page, it's all there. Obviously, they're all on different pages right now. And then the first graders, when they have their different sheet, it's just a lot easier to transition. I also have math when I go farther down. And just that way I have everything all in the same spot. Lori, though, for you, when you're doing calendar, it's super easy if you do the screen share and your desktop. Because, so say that this is Active Inspire, and then we click on, one of the videos for them to watch. It'll keep it all in the same screen, so you don't have to stop one share to go to the next share, which with calendar it kind of pops around. So that's a helpful thing, the screen share and your desktop, instead of just picking one of the things. We're all familiar obviously with the whiteboard, so a lot of times if someone doesn't have something with them, then I just all right, I open up the whiteboard and we'll do our K's or our math, kind of, what we use our whiteboards for. I'm trying to think. Don't use anything there. Nope, so I would close the breakout rooms. Unfortunately, I haven't found anything that lets it go in under 60 seconds. So it just has to wait a minute. They've been better, I feel like, about hitting leave. But return, and here we are. I think that covered everything, and I've been talking for 8 minutes, so I probably missed something, but hopefully that helps.